Hey there everyone, it's Jenna. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I figured we would just do a really simple, casual, chatty session where I update you guys on what's going on, just kind of talk about where I've been. I know I've taken a couple of weeks off, so kind of wanted to talk about the things that have been going on here. And then I also shared over on my Instagram that I was gonna do a little Q&A. So a lot of you guys submitted questions, so I figured I'd answer some of your questions and just update you guys because we are in the middle of a lot of renovations to where none of the videos are ready, but like everything is just still in progress. And I was like, I can't go another week without sharing a video. So I figured this was honestly kind of a perfect time to update you guys with what's going on and just do a little catch-up session. I know a lot has happened in the last couple of months with us moving across the country and buying our home. So I'm gonna get to some of your questions towards the end of the video, but I just kind of wanted to talk about, you know, where we're at, some of the reasons that I've been behind on the videos, and just kind of some of the problems or things we've encountered since we moved into this house. So as many of you know, we took some time to renovate our house, and it took a lot of time and self-discipline to obviously save for that, because not only did we have to purchase the home, but we wanted to get some renovations done up front. So that was probably like the most amount of money we had ever spent at once. Not probably, like it was by a long shot. So that was a little stressful to see the money go and then pay the contractor, and then literally like days after we had signed the check to the contractor, we were playing with Kona, and we had actually noticed a little while ago that we would play fetch with her and we would take her to the park and the lake, and then at nighttime she would kind of limp a little bit and it looked like she was having pain in one of her legs. So I took her to the vet and I asked about it, and they were just kind of like, I bet it's joint pain. You know, I don't feel anything. I don't feel any tears or anything. So she probably just needs some joint supplements and give her some rest. And so we were like, okay. And you know, it wasn't super concerning because when we would play with her, she would be like super active, super playful, really energetic. Like there was no signs anything was wrong. It was just like hours after she would play, she'd get kind of like a little lame and like a little sore. So we didn't really think much of it. And as you guys know, our backyard here does not have grass. So I was taking her to a nearby park and just playing fetch with her. And I threw the ball, and then she came back and she was just like totally limping and was not using one of her legs. Like she was only walking on 3 legs, and you could tell like something was really wrong. So we rushed her to the emergency vet, and you know, it was an ACL tear, which is pretty common for labs or active dogs. So I think we were a little bit bummed that we didn't know that it was probably an ACL tear. Like it was probably a partial tear before when I took her to the vet the first time, but I'm not really sure why they didn't, you know, catch that. But then she had a full ACL tear. So obviously our options for that is to just let it heal on its own, which many people do. But there's also the surgery option. And of course, just like everything, the surgery costs have gone way up, and we kind of went back and forth on it the first couple days, you know, but then we just came to the conclusion, like, she is my little best friend. She comes with us everywhere. We don't have kids, and she's like basically our child. And we were just like, she's only 6 years old, so she still has a good chunk of her life left. Like, we've got to get the surgery for her. So that was like kind of stressful because that took up a lot of our time. We were researching, we were calling, and then the surgeon that we ended up going with is like over an hour away. She is doing good. She's had her surgery. She had it 2 days ago. So she did stay with them overnight. We found a really good surgeon here, and you know, we were really happy with how things went. She still has a long recovery period. She's got a little lick sleeve on her leg. It's all shaved, and we have her pretty sedated just because it's not good for her to like be active just yet. So that's a little tough. You know, she got to wear the cone of shame and be in a crate, and it's just very sad. But I'm hopeful that this will really help to give her a better life, you know, once she's recovered in about 8 weeks. So that was like right after we moved into our house and we were like getting settled, and that just took up a lot of time. And then right after that, we had one of our first rains of the season, which is crazy. It was like months after we bought the house. Just here in Phoenix, it doesn't rain very often. And we found out that some of our windows are leaking. It's only 2 windows, but it is very stressful because when it's raining, like it comes in. So we're trying to like find some solutions for that. We're not sure if we need to totally replace the windows. We did try silicone caulking the windows, and that didn't really do much. It's still coming in, but I think we're going to try one more round of caulking, and if that doesn't work, we'll look at replacing the windows. It's just a little annoying because they had been like caulked before, you can see. So obviously the seller knew about it and they didn't disclose that, which was a little frustrating, but you know, it is what it is. We love our home and it's just part of being a homeowner, but it was a little bit unexpected on top of like everything that felt like it was kind of piling on financially. And then shortly after that, my parents came, which was awesome. I really look forward to those visits, and you know, for weeks I'll plan the menu and like decide on what activities we want to do and stuff like that. This time though, I think I was so overwhelmed before they came that we kind of just, you know, made things up as we went here and, you know, just kind of took it day by day. My dad was able to help us with a lot of our renovation projects that we have going on, which, you know, that wasn't ideal. I didn't want them to be doing that on their visit, but we also really appreciated it. And it's crazy when you have someone that has like expert level knowledge on that kind of stuff, how fast things move versus like when you're trying to figure it out, like every little step has to be researched and you know, you like double check and you call people to make sure you're doing things right. So that was really helpful to have him here. So that's kind of just where things have snowballed a little bit. Like renovations just take twice as long as me making like a home goods video or, you know, new spring decor favorites or like decorating. Like renovations take so much time, effort, and money. So things are moving a little bit slower, and I obviously want to show you the spaces when they're done, but I understand that maybe I should change my approach a little bit. Maybe I should just kind of like show you guys things as they're going. But the next video after this one will 100% be a renovation, and it's going to be a really good one, and it is going to be a total like start to finish makeover. So that is coming. But yeah, it hasn't been anything like detrimental or anything crazy since we moved in. It's just like all these little things adding up. Yeah, that's kind of just like what's been going on here. We've taken on a lot of renovations. I feel like we kind of say, okay, we're gonna stop there and just take some time and breathe and enjoy life a little bit and go to the farmer's market on the weekend. And then we just like jump right into another project, which you will see next week is what we decided to jump into. And it was a pretty big project to take on, especially so soon after moving in, but it looks really good. And I would say it's worth it. It's just, you know, we're getting to the point where we're a little tired. So the next couple videos will all be, you know, showing you the inside and how I'm choosing to decorate things. So after this video, we should have some good videos coming, I promise. But yeah, that's just kind of where we're at. That's where I've been. Just like a lot of like little things happened, and then we had company, and it was just nice to like take some time to be with my family and, you know, not have the cameras on all the time and not be editing. So that was nice to have a little break. Okay, so now I'm going to answer some questions that you guys asked me over on Instagram, and a lot of you, like majority of the questions were about like, what's your next renovation? When will the next video be? What room are you doing next? And so we are definitely going to be doing our kitchen next. It still looks like it looks, you know, when I shared it with you guys on the renovation series, we just sanded everything down and we do not have doors on our cabinets still, which is basically taking open concept to a whole new level. But it honestly really stresses me out because, you know, if you spill something on there or you get like water or like, you know, spill yogurt or whatever, then it's like you have to like redo it. And then, you know, we're getting dust and grease and all that. And so we're probably just gonna have to resand at this point, which sucks because, you know, we did all of that work and we waited for a while because we just kept taking on more and more projects. So I think we just waited a little bit too long, and that's something that needs to be a priority because I want to get the main living room done. Like I want to have our kitchen all ready to go because that's where we spent majority of our budget with the renovations with that intention. Like I was like, I want at least the main living to look nice. So when we have people over, or, you know, that's where we really spend majority of our time when we're here anyways. Like I'm in the kitchen or I'm at the dining table in the little bay window area, or we're sitting on the couch. So it's kind of like I want that area to just feel done so I can feel at peace with that. So the kitchen will be next, the kitchen cabinets. For a while, we weren't sure if we were just gonna buy new cabinets because I don't know if you guys remember, but basically we were gonna sand our existing cabinets down and just refinish them. But then I found out that part of the cabinets are a veneer. So I'm not able to even sand them down, and I don't want to paint them. Like I want to stain them. So now our options are we just gonna order like new ones, do some measuring, and then order like unfinished cabinets and just stain them and then put them on, or is Mike gonna build them? I think that Mike's gonna build them just because that way we can measure and make sure everything's like flush and exactly how we want it. Like if we need to cut something down or sand something down or make it bigger, like we can do that. And we have that flexibility versus like just ordering everything online and then like crossing our fingers that it fits and we did the measurements right, and it'll probably be pretty expensive. So I think we are going to try to do it ourselves. You know, we might get into it and then be like, dang, this is time consuming, but that's the plan as of now. So the kitchen, and then we'll do the cabinets and then hang the hardware, and then I will style it. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it will be pretty time consuming to do those cabinets, especially since I'm gonna have to stain and seal all of them. But that's like the next goal. We do have a surprise renovation video coming that I haven't talked about hardly at all. It was a room that like we kind of unexpectedly just decided to redo. So that's gonna be the next video, which I'm really excited to share. So that's kind of where we're at with the renovation. And then after the kitchen, I want to focus on the main living area with our fireplace wall and do those shelves and the cabinets below. So I want to finish out those arches and just have that be done so we can have a pretty place to like style those bookshelves and, you know, have that extra storage and just have the main living be all completed. Okay, so like my two most asked questions were about like the renovations, and then the other one was about like moving in Arizona and are you liking Arizona? Do you miss North Carolina? How do you like Arizona? Was moving overwhelming or fun? Those were like, I got a lot of those kinds of questions, so I figured I'd just kind of like answer those all in one. I miss certain things about North Carolina. I think when we were living there, things were really easy and comfortable. So I think I miss that. Like I crave some sort of routine. I crave being settled and, you know, feeling like at peace in my home. And like right now, everything is just, you know, kind of a mess and things are all half finished everywhere I look. And I'm not really used to that. And then, you know, like I said, we've had like a lot of unexpected things happen, just not big things, just like little things that keep like throwing us off, you know, our schedule. So I miss feeling settled. Like I miss that feeling that I had there. I miss gardening in North Carolina because I felt like things just, you know, grew there because the climate was so mild. You didn't really have to do much and it rained a lot. So I didn't have irrigation in my yard at all. Like things just grew. We had those gorgeous rose bushes. I had lots of rosemary. Like I was surrounded by all my favorite plants. I feel like I just built up like this gorgeous dream garden that I had always wanted, and then it was exactly how I wanted, and then we moved. But those are like the main things I miss. I also miss being close to family. My family was in Florida, so we would drive there, which was nice. Like we could drive there for the holidays. It was like a 7-hour drive, but we'd do it pretty often. And then Mike's family was also in Charlotte. So those are like the main things I miss. But like as far as like the city, like this is where I belong. So, and I feel that in my soul. I'm like, I love being here. Like the weekend rolls around and there's like all these events and all these markets, and like I can go hiking and, you know, we can go swimming in the lakes nearby, and there's like lots of outdoorsy stuff to do. I love the shopping here. I love the sunshine. Charlotte was actually pretty cloudy, like in my personal opinion, because I grew up in Florida and then I moved to Arizona, and then Charlotte was where I lived after that. So Charlotte was like seeming to me like just really cloudy and overcast, and that weighed on me, especially like during the winters when everything was like just twiggy and brown and like dead looking and dormant. That really like affected me mentally, which I wasn't expecting. So here I feel very inspired. Like the sunshine has just like done wonders, and I don't know, I really do love it here. So I definitely have no regrets about moving. Like I said, there are times when I'm just like feeling really overwhelmed, and I miss the comfortable feeling that we had in North Carolina, how we felt settled and safe. I feel like this felt like more of an adventure and a risk just because our mortgage there was so affordable, and here, you know, obviously things have gone up a ton. We definitely had, you know, more family back there if something was to go wrong. There were like more people to lean on. Here we don't really feel like we have that so much. So I miss the comfortable feeling of North Carolina, but I love the city of Arizona, and I feel like this is just part of the process. It's like part of growing. You know, you're gonna have to feel uncomfortable if you want to grow, and like Mike and I both understand that. So we're just kind of like taking this season in with that mindset. So yeah, I miss it in certain ways, but like not enough to say, oh, should we have moved here? Like I know moving here was right, and I love it here more than I miss those things, if that makes sense. To answer the question if moving to Arizona was worth it, yes. it was definitely worth it, with the hope and understanding that we will feel settled here and we will feel like a little bit more financially stable here within like the next year or two. Like if we don't, then maybe not, you know, because things have felt like very unsettling and just really uncomfortable with like all of the change. And also we had a new build out there. So like, as you guys saw, I didn't really do much to the house. I maybe like lime washed a wall here and there. We added some cabinets and some built-ins, but like the house was done. So we weren't really doing many projects. We had our weekends to ourselves. I would kind of, you know, garden, and I really liked that. Like I liked that feeling. And I just kind of don't see us having that here for a while. But it's also fun because there was times there when I was just like, well, now what? Like, what are we gonna do this weekend? Like, I don't know. You know, it just kind of felt like, what's the next chapter? Like, I feel like there's something else and we're done here. So you can't have one without the other. So that's just where we're at. I do think it's worth it. I think I'd still be living in North Carolina, like wishing and hoping that we had the courage to make the move. So I'm glad that we did. And that was kind of our mindset all along, is if it doesn't work out, well, at least we tried it, you know, at least we chose to explore that option and we'll have a little adventure. And if we have to go back because it didn't work out, well then cool, we can stop wondering about it. So yeah, I feel like we made the right decision. I don't know, I really, really like it here. I love the vibe. I love the unique architecture and the landscaping and like all of the native plants. I love it here. So, okay, so I also got this question. I'm nervous about messing up on DIY house stuff. How do you overcome that? And like for me personally, I would just say start with something small. Start with something you know you can't mess up, or you're pretty sure, you know, if you do mess it up, it's easier to fix. Like something like painting or lime washing, you know, just do like one accent wall in a room. And if you like it, then you can keep going. But you know, like you do not want to mess up your house just because, you know, they make shows about that stuff. Like you want to make sure you really do know what you're doing and you're doing things properly. And that's where like, for certain things for us, we're like, we're gonna hire that out, or like we're gonna set aside a budget to make sure we can bring in a professional to do the stuff that we know we can't do, like electrical, plumbing, that kind of stuff. So for example, we got those arches made by the professionals, and then we're gonna add the cabinets and the shelves because we know we can do that. And so hopefully like by starting to like build with like smaller projects, we'll gain more knowledge, and then we can like maybe learn a little bit more as we go. But I mean, that's anything, like start small, because you have to start somewhere. Like nobody just starts doing DIYs knowing everything and basically being like a DIY contractor encyclopedia. You gotta go to school for that stuff and have experience. So I think it really would help to start small and do things that you know you're doing right, or you can easily research and know the right way to do them. Because anybody that I see that is like a professional DIYer or does it for a living or does a ton of DIYs, that's what they all say. They just started small and then they learned as they went, and then they expanded their knowledge as they kept going and taking on bigger projects. Aw, I'm obsessed with your gardening videos. Will you please continue them? Yes, I would love to. I love gardening. I think right now, like I'm kind of in a tough spot because we really want to put a pool in. So, you know, if they come in and they put a pool in, they're gonna rip up whatever landscaping I put down. So I really tried to just like not plant anything in the ground, and I'm doing a lot of just container gardening because I'm waiting for that pool. So that is kind of what Mike and I want to invest our, you know, next big renovation into being. You know, we can do like small DIY things around the house on the interior, but we got a lot of the main things done already that we wanted to do, like the kitchen and the living room and the floors and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that we're gonna try to put the pool in as soon as we can. It's so expensive, as you guys probably know. So it'll take a while to save up for that, but that's what I want to make my next, you know, goal, just because, you know, Kona is getting older and she just loves to swim. So I feel like having her own pool, like she would be in heaven. So I want to get that in before she gets too old. And then also just, you know, for us, because the sooner you put it in, the more enjoyment you can have out of it. And if you guys have been following for a while, you know, like the pool has been the dream for like us for a really long time. We've just always wanted a pool, and we debated putting one in North Carolina, but we ended up moving here instead. So right now we don't have a budget for it at all. We're pretty much in recovery mode over here, so it'll be a while, but that's really what I want to do, is put that pool in so then I could start like, you know, making my garden and landscaping permanently with like irrigation and like all of the plants that, you know, I want to add into our backyard space. Okay, I feel like I'm doing like way too much in-depth talking, and I feel like I just need to do some like more rapid fire answering. So I'll try to like answer some easier ones, or I guess not easier, just like not so open-ended ones. Someone asked, how old are you? I'm 33 years old, so I don't know if that's young or old compared to what you thought, but I'm 33. Also, do you have family in Arizona? We do. I have one uncle who lives here in Arizona with us. He lives like about an hour away though. Phoenix is really big, so, and he's not here full time. So he is here, but like majority of our family is back on the East Coast. So North Carolina and Florida is where a lot of our family is. Oh, if you had to type in your decorating style into Pinterest to find inspo, what do you type? Typically I'll type like Spanish Mediterranean style like blank. So like Spanish Mediterranean style living rooms, or Spanish modern living rooms, or Spanish modern kitchen. That's kind of, you know, what I gravitate towards personally. I also look for modern rustic spaces. So like I'll say modern rustic patio space, or modern rustic bedroom, or sometimes if I'm looking for a space with like a specific feature, like modern rustic bedroom with hanging woven pendants. Like sometimes with the search engines, you just got to be like really specific if you're looking for something like that. But if you're looking for just like general inspo, I like European style. So I'll say like French kitchens, or French countryside backyards, or, you know, Tuscan style backyard, things like that. Also Spanish modern and modern rustic. Those are like my big keywords usually. Could you make more of your dupe videos? They are so much fun and helpful. Thank you. Those are actually like my easiest videos to make, believe it or not. Like the room makeovers, the shop with me's and hauls, those are very, very time consuming. The dupes like don't take me that long to make. So if you guys like dupes, like let me know in the comments and I'll make more of those. Like I love making those. I also got a lot of questions about our other house, like if we still own it or if we sold it. And we do still own it. Right now it is being rented out. I really do love the garden and like how we ended up making that house like the exact space that we wanted. So I kind of want to hold on to it like just for like safety and security almost. So we'll see. But yeah, right now we still have it, which we're very fortunate and like we feel very grateful for, which is why we took so long to actually move out here in the first place. Is we really wanted to make sure that we could keep that place in case this wasn't what we wanted, because we were so unsure. So yeah. All right, everyone, that about wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this more casual, chatty vlog session. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help to support my channel. And make sure that you're subscribed, because I am doing a full-on start to finish makeover in my next video, and you don't want to miss that one. So I just want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!